welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. In this episode, we are talking about New York City Comic Con, a convention that's been going on in New York City for the past few years that has been awesome for all Turtle fans. We've had Turtle guests, Turtle panels, Turtle merchandise. It is one of the best conventions on the East Coast for a Turtle fan to go to, and I'd like to share a little bit of an overview of each year of New York City Comic Con as I started to go there back in 2006 when the convention first opened up at the Jarvis Center. This convention is big. The Jarvis Center originally did not realize how big the convention itself was going to be, so they put us down in the corner the very first year. We had a dealer room size, tiny space, which now they use for lines and stuff. They wouldn't dare use that as the dealer room. But it was a tiny corner of the convention center. They put us down there, and it was shoulder to shoulder trying to squeeze your way through to try and get to where you needed to go. I went there. I was impressed by how many people were there, but I was not impressed by the space because there obviously was not enough space for us to breathe. On Saturday of the convention, I show up there, and there's fire marshals standing at the door saying, "We're sorry, this convention is closed. No one else is allowed in because they have overcrowded the place and we had to kick people out." I still found a way in, but it was pretty amusing seeing just how far they went that no one expected in their very first year. The interesting thing for Turtle fans at this convention for the first 4 years was that it was the only convention that you could really go to where you had a chance to meet both Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Kevin was running the heavy metal booth, while Peter Laird was running the Mirage booth in Artist Alley. So they weren't together, but it was still a chance that fans who've never met them before had the chance to see one or the other or both just by wandering the convention, if they knew both was there. I found my job for like 3 years of this convention was Turtle fans would spot me, know who I am, and all of a sudden say, "Who Turtle related is here?" And I'm like, "Oh, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird are here." And they're, "What?" So I would be like the escort for the Turtle fans. I'd get a full entourage of people following me from each of the Ninja Turtle events going on at the convention. This con has a lot of other great guests. We've had Kevin Smith there. We've had Steph Green the last few years. He is a phenomenal guest. I enjoy seeing him. He's funny. He's hilarious. He puts on a great show. And his Robot Chicken panel's to die for. The staff of the convention, for the most part, is very nice people. Besides for 2010, I've been very happy with the staff. Even in 2006, when they had everyone being kicked out because of the fire marshals, we still had a very good staff relation with the fans to where they were working with us. This year, they blended two conventions together, and the staff, I think, panicked a bit with this because there's a lot more people, a lot more space being used, but they were a lot more snappy towards the fans, so I was really disappointed with the 2010 show. But otherwise, the staff of New York City Comic Con has been something that I nod my head to and respect for how they've handled the past 4 years of the convention with all of the people that show up there. It's too big for me to even picture running a convention that size. Panel-wise, I love New York City Comic Con's panels. Their panels are always fun. They got Venture Brothers, they've got Robot Chicken, they got Top Cow, they got their Marvel comics, their DC comics, all these different panels. They get different guests in. This year they had Corey Feldman, and I got to go to a Lost Boys 3 panel for The Thirst. They're great panels. Very well done. They get it to where people are in there. They do not clear the room between panels. They have everyone that shows up choose if they're going to stay or not, then let the line in. So if you want to get to a panel and get a good seat, I recommend getting early. Watch the panels before and just move up when people leave. And that way you're not sitting in a hallway wasting your time doing nothing in a line. I don't believe in lines at conventions. I think they're a waste of time when you pay $50 to be there for the weekend. My favorite panels at New York City Comic Con in the past has been, well, of course, any Ninja Turtle panel. We had the 4Kids panel, and we had the Mirage panel. I also really love the Venture Brother panel. They always have the creators there. Mike Sinterniklaas is always there as Dean Venture. They're fun funny. They show us the deleted scenes and the stuff for the upcoming DVDs, and they make it something appealing for all the fans to be there. And the panel has grown from one of the smallest rooms in the convention center to now their biggest room, the ING Theater. So this panel went from a small, tiny room where there was no standing room anymore to a room where, well, there's still no standing room, but it's huge. My favorite year of New York City Comic Con goes to 2007, the year that the Turtle movie came out. We had the most Ninja Turtle stuff going on at the convention, it felt like, with the Ubisoft booth holding the TMNT game trial to where you could go and try it out. Kevin Eastman there, not too far from there. 4Kids being there. Yes, they were promoting Chaotic, but they still had a lot of people around their booth that worked on Turtles. Mirage was there, and then we also had the director for the TMNT 2007 movie and a TMNT 2007 panel. It was a very fun convention. A lot of great fans showed up. It made it an experience that I will never forget, and I will definitely do a blog covering that convention alone. Mirage Studios appeared at the convention, as well as Heavy Metal, from 2006 to 2009. This year, Mirage, of course, was disbanded with the buyout by Viacom, and Heavy Metal, from what I understand, was not able to make it after the date was changed for New York City Comic Con when they blended it with New York Anime Fest. So we have, this year was the year of the lacking of Ninja Turtles. But we still had some great guests. We had some puppeteers that worked on the Turtles 3 movie. We had some of the voice actors from the 4Kids series. So there was still something for Ninja Turtle fans, just not nearly as much as there was in the previous years of New York City Comic Con. Usually, New York City Comic Con is one of my favorite events of the year. I enjoy it because not only do I get to enjoy a fun convention, but I also get to enjoy going through the city. I stop in Central Park, Times Square, and I just have a lot of fun going to some of the turtle spots like Ray's Pizza and 11th and Bleecker. But at the same time, the convention itself needs to be at top notch towards the attendees, towards the fans going there, to be considered one of the best conventions of the year. And this year was the only year where I did not feel like they hit the top area. I felt like they fell below the bar of what was expected of any really big convention. Other conventions that are the size that have to deal with fans judging them like this is San Diego Comic Con or Toronto Fan Expo. These events are huge, filled with a lot of different things going on, and people only return if they had a great experience. And if they felt they were belittled at all by the staff, there's more than likely a chance that those fans will turn around and go the other way. So far, New York City Comic Con, their first 4 years, had some of the best staff personality that I've seen at any of these huge conventions. And San Diego Comic Con was my least favorite because I always felt like they herded us like cattle. And this reason, San Diego was at the bottom of the list. And Fan Expo was in the middle because they've always been decent with their fans, but New York City Comic Con was above the bar. And now, this year, 2010, I really felt like I went to San Diego Comic Con when it came to the staffers. So it was a big disappointment. I'm hoping that they pick back up and go back to where they were with treating the fans with the respect that those paying fans deserve. Have you gone to New York City Comic Con? Have you taken part in the panels or even looked through the websites to consider going? What are your thoughts on this convention compared to other conventions? Please share with us through video blogs or comments. I'd be more than happy to hear some of your thoughts. And just being able to go through all this, New York City Comic Con has a lot of great things. In the meantime, we will catch you next week.